We left off at, as she's leaving out the room, something pushes her out. So she ran so fast out of that house, got on a train, and headed to her friend's crib. So she gets to her friend's house. He looks tired, she looks tired, and he just telling her, you know what, it's gonna be okay. Come on. He's telling her, you're gonna feel better in the morning. Don't worry about anything. Go ahead and sleep in one of the kids' room. So her friend, he go upstairs. She's sitting on the couch. She still don't feel safe. She still feels anxious. She ends up putting on some headphones with some music so she can calm down. As soon as she put those headphones on,
Hey Rich Babes, it's Robin Milan and welcome back to the channel where we do it the rich way. Girl, we think rich, get rich, and stay rich. Now tonight, girl, listen, this is our spooky October vibe story time. Now, have you ever moved into your first place? You know that mix of excitement and independence. You finally have your own space, your peace, and your freedom. But what if that peace never really felt peaceful? And we're about to listen to a story time, okay, about how she found out her first place was actually haunted. Okay, so make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and I'll be back at the end of the video.
So imagine renting a room from someone. This is technically your first place, and it's haunted. What's up, cousins? So we're back with another story time. Let's not waste no time, and let's get into it. So for this story, we're gonna call her Stacy. So Stacy wanted to get her own place. However, she didn't have the funds for her own place. So she ended up finding a couple that had a toddler, and also the wife was pregnant, and they was renting out the bedroom on their third floor. So everything was good for the first 3 months. The place was so close to her job that she was able to walk to work. She said her landlords was amazing. Her roommate was amazing. Everything was good. One night, she's awakened because she hear footsteps walking around her room. Now, at first, she didn't think too much of it because she's like, I'm in here alone. What else could it be? So she ended up falling back to sleep, waking back up, and is going on with her day. So a couple days later, she's watching TV. Then she starts hearing like a squeaking sound with the TV. You know how like if you move it or touch a TV, it makes a noise? That's what she heard. It was an older TV, so she said it was really weird because it never made that sound before unless it was touched or being moved. So fast forward another day, she's like studying for her exam and she gets tired, so she goes to lay down. Now she lay down, she's falling asleep. She feels something brush across her face. She immediately gets up and look around her room like, what is that? But yet again, she's there alone. So now she's thinking like, if it is something going on with the house, she's sure the landlord would have told her. But she don't know why she's experiencing these experiences. So then again, she brushes it off. So she's continuing to ignore it until one night she's about to wake up and she feels something touches her. So she gets scared because it's the middle of the night. Now she's sitting up on the bed. So she says, please go away. She said nothing spoke back, nothing happened. She ended up going to sleep, waking up, and going on about her day. So the very next night, as she's sleeping, she hears the floor creaking as if someone is walking on them. So she wakes up and she says she just feels all of these emotions taking over her body, sadness and fear, and she's feeling like these are not her emotions. So now she's really questioning herself, like, what am I doing? Like, what is going on? Why is this happening to me? And she's really getting stressed out. So the next night comes. She feel her bed being pushed and tugged on. So now she's losing more and more sleep because every night she says the activity in the house is getting worse and worse. It even got to the point where when she would hear something and look in that direction, she would see white orbs. So she's like, she gotta say something. So she ends up going into her room and making a video about all the experiences she's been having. So she's walking around the room, recording herself speaking and not speaking. And she said it's about 3 or 4 minutes long of a video. And she just continuously recording. And no one's in the house with her, it's just her. So as she gets done recording, she goes back to replay the video. As she's replaying the video she just recorded of herself, she hears someone in the background whispering, hey, 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 hey. No one's in the house with her. She immediately stops the video and just sits there because she's terrified. So she decided to contact her landlord to have a meeting to tell them what's going on. So as they're setting up the meeting, she's not telling them the real reason to why she needs to meet with them. So a couple days later, they end up meeting on the first floor. They're sitting on the couch and she tells them, hey, I think this room is haunted. So they look at each other, the landlord and his wife, and they like, we never heard that before. We've been here like 5 or 6 years. So Stacy's like, I don't know what to tell you, but I've been experiencing a lot of activity. Then she goes into breaking out all the experiences that has happened. So she then shows them the video she just recorded with that voice in the back saying, hey, hey, hey. She shows the landlord and he laughs it off and said, hey, well, that could have been me. So she's like, really? Really? So he just laughs and brushes it off, and he's just like, yeah, you might be stressed. I don't think it's anything paranormal. Then the wife chimes in and she's like, hey, well, my father's a pastor, but he lives in another state. Maybe we can like get him on the phone and he can virtually bless your room. Stacy said at this point, she don't know what to do. So she said, yes, she wants that to happen. So a couple days go by and the wife ended up contacting Stacy to set up a good time for her father and Stacy to get on the phone. The wife also suggested that Stacy could sleep in her daughter's room just to see if she would have any experiences. So Stacy like, yeah, she's not opposed to nothing because right now she's not getting no sleep. So yes, she was sleeping there. So they take the baby into their room. They end up blowing up a blow-up mattress in their daughter's bedroom. Stacy slept there, no activity, no experiences, everything was fine. So she's feeling hopeful because she's thinking like, okay, the activity and the experiences are only happening in that room. So maybe it's just that particular room. So Stacy ended up calling her mom, letting her know everything that's happening. So her mom suggested, hey, maybe I should be there with you and I'll stay awake while you sleep. So her mom came over. Stacy caught up on so much sleep while the mom was watching TV. Nothing happened. So fast forward, the day comes to where they're meeting with her father on Zoom. So she comes into the room with Stacy with her father on the laptop. So she meets her father. He blesses Stacy. So the wife is walking around the room with the laptop as the father is blessing the room. And the wife also have crosses and crystals in her hand. That goes on for a couple minutes and then they leave. So Stacy is feeling hopeful. She feeling like, okay, maybe the test worked. So that same night, she goes to sleep and she is awakened by someone breathing in her ear. And the room now was freezing cold. She said not only did she not feel alone in this room, but the room felt extremely crowded. So she is so terrified right now, she cannot move. Then she began to hear whispering. She's so scared, she takes her pillow, holds it, and lays on her side just staring. Eventually, she falls asleep. So at this point, she don't know what she's going to do because she says she cannot stay here. However, all of her money is tied into this room. So she ends up going on YouTube, researching these situations, and a YouTuber suggested that she should get some sage. She goes on Amazon, she finds this sage kit that came with sage, salt, and crystals. A couple days later, the kit comes. Now she's feeling happy, but she's also scared. She opens everything and she started following all the instructions. So as she's saging, and this is in broad daylight, and as she's telling it to leave, you're in a safe place now, you can go, this, that, and the third, she hears a loud bang on the door that's in front of her. Although she was scared, she did not stop. She kept saging. She said after she got done, the room felt so much lighter. She said it felt like whatever that was there was now gone. She said that was the worst mistake she could have ever done, trying to get them spirits that been there for so long to leave that house. She said that night she's watching TV and she feels someone walk in the room with her. She said every sense in her body told her to leave that room now because you're in danger. She leaves the room and she calls her friend like, hey, I cannot stay here anymore. Can I please stay at your house until I get another place? And he said that was fine. She said it took everything in her for her to go back in that room and grab whatever she could as fast as she can to get up out of there. As she was walking out the door, she felt something push her. I am running out of time, y'all, so it will be a part 2 to this story. I ain't gonna lie. The ending gave me chills. I felt chills over my own body just visualizing it, like, and it gets crazier, y'all. So make sure y'all come back for part 2. If you have any stories that you want to tell me, you can definitely DM them to me, or you can send them to the email that's in my bio. Until then, y'all, enjoy this video. I will be back with part 2. So where we left off at, as she's leaving out the room, something pushes her out. So she ran so fast out of that house, got on a train, and headed to her friend's crib. So she gets to her friend's house. He looks tired. She looks tired. And he just telling her, you know what? It's going to be okay. Come on. He's telling her, you're going to feel better in the morning. Don't worry about anything. Go ahead and sleep in one of the kids' rooms. So her friend, he go upstairs. She's sitting on the couch. She still don't feel safe. She still feels anxious. She ends up putting on some headphones with some music so she can calm down. As soon as she put those headphones on, she feels hands touching her headphones and she hears whispers. So she is shaking, she is terrified, and she's trying to ignore what is going on right now. She did not understand it because she's like, she's out of the house. Why is she still having these experiences? So she gets really tired. She goes upstairs to go lay down. Now it's a bunk bed. So as she's laying down, her back is facing the opening, like towards the door, and her face is facing the wall. So she started hearing noises around the room. So she's thinking like maybe they have like a infestation, maybe it's some rat or mouse, something going on in this room. So she's trying to go to sleep. However, she feels something pushes her back. The same push that pushed her out that door. Then she started hearing footsteps in the room. As she's analyzing everything, she realizes it's not the room that was haunted. She's haunted. She says she knows whatever she did with that sage that pissed them off, it attached itself to her. So she ended up taking 2 sleeping pills and passed out. So when she woke up that morning, she just lost all hope. And she just thought about ending it all, like taking the whole bottle of pills right then and there. So she ends up talking to herself, pushing herself through it. She gets up and she goes to work. She says she realizes this is her life now until this thing decides to unalive her. She says she's not even living anymore at this point. She's just existing. So she ends up calling her landlord and talking to them and having a conversation, and they agree for her to break her lease without taking any legal action, and they used her deposit to cover the current month's rent. So she ends up calling her cousin, letting him know everything as well. So her cousin is also a college student, and he has 2 roommates. However, one of his roommates is moving out, so it makes perfect sense for her to move right in, and the cousin agreed for her to come move in. So she's happy because she says she's never been here before. So in her mind, she's thinking this thing cannot follow her to this new place. So she moves out of her old place and she moves in with her cousin. The same things are happening. It follows her there. It's pushing her every single night. Footsteps every night. Whispers every single night. So she started drinking heavy every single day so she can just pass out, so she wouldn't have to feel this thing bothering her. She started to notice if she fell asleep with her hand placed on her body, she would wake up with scratches all over her body, and she knows she's not the one moving or controlling her hands. She said whatever this is, she feels like it's trying to possess her, and it is draining her body. She said to this day, it still haunts her. She didn't move to different states, and it's still there. The scratching, the floor creaking, the moving of the TV, just everything happening every night. She said this has been nearly 10 years since this has been going on.
Rych Babes, first and foremost, anywhere I need to move to, I always have to make sure that I know the history of the landmark in which I am about to reside. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Rych Babes, like, that's when I learned something that really changed me forever from, watching these scary movies a long time ago. It's just like, listen. Just because a place looks good on the outside doesn't mean that the energy inside is clear. Sometimes we move into places that will carry other people's emotions, griefs, arguments, or unhealed energy. Houses hold memories. Not all of them are good, though. Listen, I'm not about to be dealing with no horror movie ghosts. I'm not about to deal with none of that. Like, I'm packing my bags. Do you hear me? I'm packing my bags, okay? Like, listen, I'm not doing that. Listen, so if you ever walked into a room that gave you chills for no reason, if you ever felt like you were being watched when nobody was there, trust that girl. You're not paranoid. Listen, protect your peace like it's rent, babe. I'm telling you, because sometimes what you feel is real even when you cannot explain it. Have y'all ever experienced that before? Thank God I never did. Listen, I'm too scared. I'm like, I can't do it. I'll be like, Jesus. Let me know in the comments. Have you guys ever experienced this before? Oh my God. Like, listen, I'm about to open doors for my Rych Babes to finally gain their freedom, girl. Listen, I know y'all been hearing me talking about that. I'm gonna continue to talk about it until it is officially launching week. Okay, so listen, my love. Listen, I'm building something for my Rych Babes, and if you're on the email list, great. If not, make sure that you are at richmilanco.com so you don't miss what's coming next. We are getting closer to 2026, and I'm trying to make sure that my rich babes are prepared and ready for the new year to get this money. Make sure that you grab my $1 martini ebook, girl, to help you get more sales. I'm helping you using sales psychology, girl, and it's so simple. I promise you. All right, so don't wait for the new year to get serious. Okay, I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Until next time, rich babes, stay rich. Love you.